Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show. Liverpool Football Club making history in a good way today. The Reds opening up a season campaign with 7 consecutive wins for the first time ever, including 6 Premier League victories, taking down Southampton 3-0 at Anfield. It was the performance of a well-oiled machine that had been adjusted, if you will. Xherdan Shaqiri making his first full senior competitive Liverpool debut, and man oh man, he did not disappoint. Shaqiri was electrifying. He was the catalyst for the attack, played a major part, especially when it came to the goals. You know, his shot that got deflected led to the own goal that put Liverpool up 1-0. And then his beautifully struck free kick just on the stroke of halftime went off the post but landed perfectly for Mo Salah to blast it in at point-blank range and give the Reds a very comfortable 3-0 lead at halftime that, of course, they saw through the second half into a smooth victory. Joel Matip made a brilliant header that scored, off a Trent Alexander-Arnold corner kick that put the Reds 2-0 up. And Matip played very well, deputizing for Joe Gomez. I think Gomez at this point has 100% earned the right to be the first choice center back pairing with Virgil van Dijk, but obviously Klopp smart to rest Gomez at least in the beginning of the game for the sake of keeping his legs fresh, and it'll be very important to make sure that Liverpool players do not get burnt out. After all, they played their third game in a sequence of 7 games that'll be played out over 23 days, so squad rotation is going to be crucial. And I definitely think that after the rib injury that Van Dijk suffered, we probably won't see him start against Chelsea in the League Cup at midweek. Van Dijk has firmly entrenched himself as one of the best, if not the best, center backs in the world. He's just been a mountain. And not only is he incredible, I always like to mention how he makes his partner much better as well. Whether it's Gomez, Matip, Lovren, he gets the job done, and he enables his teammates to do a great job as well. I mean, he has, kind of that love affair with Andrew Robertson. Robbo has been absolutely spectacular this season. He hasn't played a poor game yet. I'm wondering if he's even capable of suffering a dip in form. He is that good. I thought Mo Salah was outstanding. He could have easily scored a hat-trick after that disappointing performance, of course, against PSG in the Champions League. I think that this game might be the game that we look back on and say, hey, Salah got back on the right track and back to his spectacular ways as an attacker. Mane played a solid part as well. And, the lads just went out there. They didn't expect to win. They knew they had to fight and they had to grind against a competitive Southampton side. This was not a sexy win for Liverpool necessarily, but it wasn't an ugly win either. I'll kind of put that somewhere in terms of middle of the road in terms of the aesthetic factor. But what makes this team so fascinating and so compelling is I think just about anyone can agree that Liverpool is nowhere near reaching its peak. So to win 7 out of their first 7 games makes it all the more impressive and exciting at the same time. This team so badly wants to win silverware, and now as much as ever, it feels like the Reds are ready to make it happen. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and as always, Reds fans, you'll never walk alone.